Aloha and shalom. We are live. Okay, we're here for the first quarter activation. Last week was the new moon. Now we're here at the first quarter stage, though it'll be exactly in the first quarter phase tomorrow. So almost 24 hours, a little less than 24 hours from this moment. And whenever you're seeing this, it is the perfect moment. So welcome to the activation. And so last week was the new, I'm telling you guys, my cats, like every time I start to set up for the activation, they just get really weird. They get really weird. So just be ready for it. Okay. So last week we had the new moon. It was a new beginning, new cycle. And now we're 1 week in. So I'm going to begin to shuffle now. So we're going to get a map to move through this part of the cycle with the most proficiency. And again, we're just 1 week into the cycle, right? So next week will be the full moon and then the final quarter, but we're just 1 week in. So we want to see where we're at, get a little clarity, sharpen our moves, tighten the ship. Let me know in the comments where in the world you're tuning in from. I'm tuning in from the Verde Valley, Arizona. All of those strange noises that you're hearing, my cats scratching and freaking out and just feeling activated, I guess, because I'm telling you guys, they do this every time. It's like the most strange thing. They just know when it's about to happen. I guess it's because we do it every week. We are so consistent, y'all. This community has been an amazing, consistent flow for actually years now. I don't know how long we've been doing this, maybe like 7 or 8 years now. Maybe longer, I don't even know. What is time? Connecticut in the house, Ohio in the house, Phoenix in the house. Where in the world are you? Let me know in the comments. And while I'm shuffling, feel free to share the video now while we're live with anybody who could use an uplifting message. Wisconsin in the house. Maybe somebody you know is struggling, could use some inspiration. Or maybe you want to share this video while we're live with a powerful fellow human, fellow soul, someone who could help activate this message further, get him in the portal. Or of course, feel free to share the recording at the end if you know someone who's not on Facebook who could really use an uplifting message. It will be loaded to YouTube and Instagram, Rebecca Magic, as it always is. Just give it a little time when this is over. Remember, there's no wrong or right way to shuffle the deck, so just go for it, feel into it, use your intuition. It's all about knowing what the deck actually represents, which is the whole, and each card is a different aspect of the whole. So that can be applied to the brain. Each card is a different neural pathway. It could be the collective consciousness, and each card is a different aspect of that. It could be you. The whole deck is the whole you, and each card is a different aspect of yourself. Because everything is one, there are many ways that you can look at the one deck. Yay! Scotland in the house. Yay, Celeste in the house. Yay! Okay, so I'm feeling complete because I know what this deck is. I know who these characters are. I know what they represent. And I feel that I have connected with each of them now long enough. And that means I'm ready. And that's the thing. Shuffling is intuitive. The whole practice of tarot is intuitive. You don't read a book and know how to do it. There are no like weird rules around it where, you know, you can't buy your own first deck and things like that. You know, superstitions say a lot. And that'll be a whole other video one day. But for now, let's lock in. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the Hebrew cards as well while we prepare and just begin to give thanks for this message that's about to come through. We are so grateful for another opportunity to gather, just acknowledging that we are here now together as one, putting our hearts and minds together. They always are, but we're just acknowledging that in this moment and making it more powerful. And from that space of power and that space of love and infinite light, we give thanks for this message that's about to come through. Okay. Beginning first with the tarot. So on this first quarter moon, what is the current focus, the challenge and gift as one? What's something we can now leave behind so we can free up some energy to focus on the current challenge and gift? And give us a little glimpse into what's to come, which will be sort of at the time of the full moon, a week from now. You know, what is, not that we can predict the future. Remember, we can't predict the future, but give us a sign as to the part of the cycle that is coming to us next. And the cycle is eternal. It's totally reliable. You can always ask this question in regard to the future because it's the only part of the future we can ask about, right? Is because the cycles and the seasons are consistent. And when you know that, you can lean on that and it will guide you. So give us a glimpse into the future. What is the archetype representing the cycle, the stage within the cycle that is to come very soon? And then with the Hebrew cards, we're going to ask, as usual, who is the main ally this week? The one that's going to wrap up this message, summarize it in a way that helps us to lock it in, seal it, and move forward. All right. Thank you. Thank me. Thank we. Thank the one. Current challenge and gift. 7 of Pentacles. Looks like this. And 7s are getting toward the end of the suit, right? Because you have the 7, the 8, the 9 is the completion, the 10 is end and begin again. So 7 is you're already over the hump, which is the 5. So it's like the irony here is so strong because you can see the message here is about, you know, looking at the harvest, maybe feeling frustrated, maybe questioning, maybe doubting. And the funny thing is right when we're doing that is when the results are about to come, right? It's like that funny point where we as humans just tend to give up when the prize is like right around the corner. And it's just a test. And this is a lesson we learn again and again. And that's why it's given a whole card in the deck. But it's always good to acknowledge that it's a 7. So it's like, of course you're almost there. You're always at, you're almost at that completion. So don't give up now. So the message is this in regard to this being the current challenge and gift or focus. Where do you find yourself doubting? Where do you find yourself leaking your power in wasting time and precious energy, doubting, questioning what will come? You know what will come because you know the laws of the universe. You know how things work here. They've always worked the same way and they're going to continue to work in that way for an eternity. So let's acknowledge the truth. You know that you get what you give. So if you 100% wholly and fully give your energy to the process, knowing that if you give that, the fruits will come, then why should you ever pause to worry? Know the law and live by it, and you'll have nothing to worry about. You won't have to look over your shoulder. You won't have to question the karma because you will be honest with yourself, and from that place of honesty, you will live. So look at where in your life right now you may be questioning, doubting, spending time worrying rather than giving that full presence to whatever work, whatever project, whatever relationship you want to see blossom, you want to see be fruitful. The laws are very straightforward. You get what you give, to put it simply, right? It's like such a profound philosophy put so simply, but it is that simple. You get what you give. What you put in, you get back. You reap what you sow, period. Why then should we waste any time worrying about when will the fruits come? What are the fruits going to look like? You know, because the proof is in the pudding. What you doing? What kind of work are you putting into it? That's all you should be worrying about. What you have control over, which is the here and now, your own sensory experience, and your ability to do good, be good, do acts of service, put in the work. And if you're honest with yourself about the laws, and you live by them, then you won't have to question or doubt. Then you will move with certainty. You will move with confidence. You will move with accuracy. And that's what this archetype is trying to tell us right now. If you look right now at those places that you've been, those situations that you've been doubting, those situations you've been uncertain about, you know, what are the results going to be of this situation? That is just simply an opportunity for you to reflect more deeply on how you can be more trusting, how you can be more aligned with the law, and in that alignment find acceptance, find surrender, and find yourself in absolute service through all of the mundane, everyday projects, situations, relationships that you find yourself in. And it's never about the material layer of what's going on right now, like the names of the people and the names of the places and the cloaks that we're all wearing, and these bodies and these, in the world of multiplicity, none of those things actually matter. It's about the essence within it. It's about the lesson behind it. It's about the light that you can make of it, because the light is what goes on forever. So understand that, as always, all of the material details of our reality are, as always, simply catalysts for us to learn these lessons that we're going to take with us forever. So every situation right now that you're finding yourself doubting, or you're finding yourself feeling uncertain in, or afraid or anxious, understand that they're all there for the same reason, to help you develop your trust, your faith in the law. It's like your playing grounds. It's like your field of experimentation for you to access deeper layers of trust and surrender. If we don't have any anchor in the law, we're flailing around like wild noodles with no awareness, with no intention, or at least not as much awareness or as much intention as we could be carrying. If we don't have that anchor in the law, we become lost. We become confused. We become split. We have no way of aligning our own inner contracts or aligning our inner reality with our outer reality. And on the other end of things, when you do have that anchor in the law, you have absolute guidance. You have a compass in this life. And you won't have to constantly sit and doubt and wonder and feel impatient or frustrated, because you know what the law is, and you know, if you're honest with yourself, that you're either following that law or you're not in any given moment. And if you stay aware of yourself, if you watch yourself, you remain as the observer, you will not be able to give up accountability as things happen to you, as you receive the karma you're dealt. Instead, you will take it. You will receive what's being given to you with awareness and confidence that you and your choices brought that into your reality. And there's no shame or guilt when you face negativity and you take accountability for what is coming your way. There are only lessons and blessings and opportunities to deepen our awareness and try again and refine and do better. Because the pain and the suffering that comes of our negative choices is only ever temporary, because the only thing that lasts forever is the light. So again, look to where you may be doubting, questioning, uncertain, and understand that you can move forward with more clarity than ever before. You can move from that space of uncertainty to trust, from anxiety to excitement, from feeling like you don't know to feeling empowered. Like, I do know, because I know that my choices are going to have very specific consequences. So you can move from that place of feeling helpless to that place of empowerment by anchoring yourself in the law. Look at this guy looking at his harvest. If you put in the work, the fruits will come. So what is he worried about? He better get back to work, because the fruits are right around the corner. Okay. Got it. Okay. Now what we're leaving behind here is Temperance, the angel of Temperance, aka the alchemist. And this is all about writing a new story. This is all about rewriting the script, questioning our path and our purpose, questioning right timing, divine timing. What does that mean that this is coming up in the past as something to let go of? We can stop trying to rewrite, stop trying to jump the gun, stop trying to create a new reality, and instead, don't give up faith on the one that you've been working on. Don't try to jump from this reality to that. Wait, be patient with yourself. Be patient with each stage. Don't miss out on the goods. It's like a video game, like those old video games from the 80s and the 90s where you've got to collect all the gems and all the levels, or you can go back and get ones that you forgot. It's kind of like that. Like, make the most of the level, y'all. Make the most of this level you're currently at and get all the gems out of it. And you can only do that when you remember it's not about the material details, but it's about your understanding of the laws of operation behind the curtain. Understanding what those operative forces are, how they relate to you, how they are you, how they are working with you, moving as you. When you understand the laws beyond the veil and you begin to work with them, that's when you begin to work in the right order, in the right priority order, from the inside out. And you don't need to just jump from one reality to the next, because you're making the most of the one you're in right now, and you're taking everything as a symbol, as a lesson, as a blessing, and you're making the most of it. So don't try to just run to the next reality. And especially check yourself if you're doing that out of fear or anxiety or frustration and just feeling like the work isn't coming. Slow down and ask yourself, why? Why? In regard to the law, cause and effect, how have my choices brought me here? And how can I progress spiritually and psychologically? Because then physically, emotionally, mentally, it'll follow. How can I progress spiritually and psychologically in the situation I'm in right now? How can I grow right now? Because I might have forgotten that that's what it's all about. And now I'm trying to jump to the next situation because I feel like this has been unsuccessful. But perhaps it's because I haven't squeezed out the gem of wisdom that I was meant to retrieve of this situation. Now, by all means, if you feel that you milked it for the most, then go ahead and move on to the next thing. None of this is real anyway. But absolutely be sure that you're making the most of the situation in regard to your and our spiritual and psychological growth before you jump on to the next thing, because you will leave loose ends unattended. You will leave those gems that you otherwise could have, carried in your satchel of wisdom along your path, okay? Make the most. Because deep inside, you're going to feel those left behind gems. The deepest part of you knows when you're running away out of fear or anxiety, out of frustration. And perhaps the very lesson is moving through those feelings of defeat or anxiety or frustration. The blessing is right there, actually, right under your nose, right inside of you. So don't just run away. Don't just try to write a new story. Make the most of the one you're in right now, meaning make the most light of it, meaning how can you learn the most in a way that's going to help you be a more of an embodiment of the light, more of an embodiment of the virtues, because that's all that ever mattered and that's all that ever will. And a little glimpse into the future. Oh, and we have another 7. So we have a 7, a 7, and a 14 here. Very interesting. So we have the 7 of Wands. Little glimpse into the future. And it's a fire card. It's Wands. Fire, suit of spirit, passion, creativity, joy, spirituality. And this is all about sticking up for yourself and your truth. Using your fire to stand for your truth, but not burn. To inspire, not burn. Not to hurt anyone, but to use your fire in a balanced expression, knowing when to burn it up for the highest good and knowing when to tame the flame. Okay, so what does this look like in regard to what we've already pulled here? It's not a time to just give up and jump on to the next thing. It is a time to glean the lessons, make the most of it right here and right now, remembering that it's not about the material details, it's about our own reaction, our own response to life, And so stay with it. Don't run. Go through the discomfort. There are going to be some uncomfortable times coming, and you are going to ace it. You are going to rise above it. You are going to soar through this challenge. If you remember this moment, remember this message. It's not about running. It's about sticking it through, being honest, being truthful, being compassionate, okay? And compassion is the all virtuous light. So compassion contains all of the other virtues. So to sum it up, I'm saying be compassionate. Don't run, see it through, and continue to be you and watch what happens. You don't need to go anywhere or do anything. You just need to stand firm in what you are doing right now and be true to yourself. Perhaps you were feeling like you needed to run and avoid. Perhaps there was some part of you that could see the discomfort coming, see the inevitable challenges ahead, and there was this part of you that felt anxious, and so you're deciphering that and feeling like, oh, I better run now, I better jump into the next reality, I better be avoidant right now. Perhaps your intuition really is letting you know, yeah, there are going to be some uncomfortable times ahead, but why would you run? Did you know there's a part of your brain that when you go through, when you experience adversity, this part of your brain is activated that helps prolong your life? It's like a key to immortality consciousness, So we have this like fight or flight response. Why not choose to continue to evolve, expand psychologically and spiritually, and stay, not even despite the discomfort, but stay for it. Embrace it, be open to it, do not fear it. And if you can do this, what you are saying to yourself and the universe and the one is, I'm so here for this. I am so trusting of my path. I know that any discomfort is there to help trigger some things that are hidden deep within me so that they can come to the surface to be transformed. I know that I'm not here to embody the light when it's easy, because I already am the light. So I actually came here to embody the light when it's difficult. So bring me those situations. I ain't scared. I'm trusting 111%. I'm trusting. So when we don't run away and we open up to those challenges that our gut is telling us are ahead, we're saying, hey, get this. I'm brave. I'm ready. I trust. Not only do I know I'm going to be fine, I know I'm going to thrive through this. I know that I'm going to glean those lessons. I know that I'm going to get those gems of wisdom. And that's really why I'm here. And that's actually exciting. And we need to rewire our brains because, y'all, there are like hundreds of years of fear programming going on in our subconscious minds and in our collective subconscious. And the only way to combat that is to embrace the challenges, to see them for what they really are, opportunities, and walk toward them courageously. Not with this, and this is a big one that comes with this, not with this attitude of like, yeah, I can do, I got this, I can do anything. In my fire, I'm going to burn it all. No. Remember what the staff really is. It's the staff of the creator. It's the staff of the one, right? The rod is also seen as your spine, your kundalini life force energy. It's connected to the infinite source of creation. So it's more of a humble approach. It's approaching the fear and saying, I'm bigger than this fear. I, as in I and I. We, the one, we are bigger than this fear. And I know why it's here. Just to teach me. Just to offer me an opportunity to grow and to learn, right? We're not here to be like masochists and go toward that fire in a way where we're definitely going to get burned. But it's more of a humble approach. Instead of running away from the fire, we go toward it knowing what it is, an opportunity. Because what does it say when you run away from the fire? I don't trust. I'm not ready to grow. I'm not ready to be transformed. Because when I say fire, that's what I mean. Fire as in the spiritual lessons that we're here to grow through, that we're here to transform through. That's alchemy. So we not only do we not need to be afraid of it, We need to understand it, see it for what it is, and move toward it with courage. So that's coming. Don't be afraid. Embrace. Don't try to run. And trust that on the other side of that challenge is the thing that you're like waiting for and wondering about and uncertain if it will come. The only reason you're uncertain is because there's a part of you that's saying, oh, well, usually when that challenge comes, we run, right? It's like you're split. And there's this part of you that remembers, oh, we always run away from the challenge, so we're not going to get that gift. But instead, if you stay present and focused and know what the challenges really are, opportunities, then you will go to and through that challenge right to the prize. So the only thing in the way of you reaping the fruits of your efforts, the only thing in the way of your harvest is yourself, as always, because there's only one here. And the Hebrew letter ally of the week is the letter Bet, and it's the second letter of the Hebrew alphabet. And the hieroglyphic symbol for a bet is a tent or a dwelling space or a house. And the meaning is unlocked when you consider its definition in reflection of the divine. It's a house or a dwelling space for the divine. Bet, Hebrew letter Bet. And when you remember that, you remember that you are a dwelling space for the divine. All of this world is a dwelling space for the divine. Then you remember that that light of the Creator, that light of divinity, that infinite light is everything. It's everything. We're here to house that. Wow, what does that say about how we should be taking care of ourselves, how we should be acting, how we should be upholding ourselves? And if the world is a dwelling space for the divine, what does that say about what we should be doing, the kind of service we should be in, how we should be responding to the world when we know that everything, including our own bodies, is a dwelling space for the divine? Well, what does that ally have to say about this message here? Don't keep running away. Stop trying to look for the next thing to fulfill your purpose. Your mission is right here, right now. The light within you right now will guide the way. You don't need to go anywhere or do anything to tap in. In fact, time and space are not even real. It's all right here, right now. So stop trying to run. Dig in. Stop doubting where you're at. Just know the law. If you do the work, you will reap the rewards. You reap what you sow. You get what you give, period. So stop worrying about it. Don't be afraid of the challenges ahead. The challenges that are inevitably coming are the key to your success. Once you move through them, you will see that it was nothing to worry about. In fact, it was everything you've been wanting and needing, and the gems are on the other side. They're right through that challenge, and you have everything you need within you to see it through. Yeah, we do. We have everything we need right here, right now. And that feeling of frustration or doubt, we really have to see it as just a lack of trust and faith. And we need to move from the one to the other. We need to move from doubting and wondering to certainty and faith and trust in the law, and then live by it and watch how everything unfolds so beautifully, so in alignment. When you don't know that you're a house of the holy, when you don't know what this life is for, again, like we said in the beginning of this message, you will be lost. You have to have an anchor. You have to know who you are and why you're here and what you're doing all this for. So then you can stay focused on the one path, no matter how many paths it seems to be on the outside. You will know that it's only one. And you will be so focused, so present in that knowing that you won't feel like you need to micromanage God's job. You won't feel like you need to run to the next situation, because you know it's all right here, right now. And you won't fear the challenges because you truly will see each challenge for what it is, an opportunity. Thanks for being here and doing the work with me, you guys. Shabbat shalom, wherever you are in the world. Some of you have been asking what my offerings are. Some of you who are new to the activation portal, ask me about my books, Royal Path 1 and 2, if you want to learn how to connect to the archetypes as they exist within you and all around you. The books are for anyone. Doesn't matter if you don't even own a deck. You don't have to. You don't have to be a tarot reader. The way that I offer these teachings is relatable to anyone, anywhere in the world, any age, doesn't matter. The true ancient tarot is so much more than just doing a reading with a deck of cards. You know what I'm saying? It's about you are that deck. You are all of the archetypes. So if you want to live from a more empowered space, the books are definitely a great help. I also have a video course on the major arcanum archetypes of the tarot. It's got 40 hours or so of video. You can ask me if you want to go deeper with just one card, or maybe you want all of the videos. Ask me about that. It goes into the occult symbolism of each of the archetypes, which is so activating and so awakening and so magical. Different from the books. They go well together, but they don't need to go together. And of course, as always, please reach out if you want a one-on-one reading or you want to gift one to someone. I do group readings. I do mini readings at all kinds of events. Ask me about it. Reach out to me, DM me or email me info@royalpathtarot.com to inquire about a session. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. I have all the platforms and all the ways to connect. So reach out, ask your questions, let me know how I can help you. Thanks for being here. I'll see you guys next week for the full moon. Shabbat shalom.